Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of our Yule streams here with the Ink Spill crew. I am Portia, the president of Yule Writers Water Club, where I stream every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. We do a little bit of writing, a lot of chatting, and we get things done. We have published author Kiera L. Rose here, as well as our good friend Sir Grayson. They are also part of the Expo crew, and I will give them a moment to do their introductions before we jump into the stream.
Hi, I'm the Naked Firefly, aka Kiera L. Rose, author of The Healer's Love, and I'm fine. I am not having a mental breakdown. We're good. Let's do this.
What?
We both know I never have an introduction. I just add random-ish. Let's keep going.
Okay. What up, everybody? My name is Grayson Wild. I write with pride. I like diving into fantasy to warm mugs of coffee. Oh no. Hey y'all. Hey, what up, girl? Before y'all say anything.
So, for everybody who's joining us and will join us on the replay, it has been an interesting morning. So we're going to get through this conversation about Yule, and today is the winter solstice, which is a very special day. It is actually the shortest day and the longest night of the entire year. So it is usually a day where some of us feast. I mean, let's be honest, I love an excuse for a good feast, but solstice is really special because we honor the night in our lives. So whatever that is, there's all kind of spiritual and emotional connotations for that. So just prepare yourself for the long night that is winter. And I know that we were going to talk today about honoring the earth, but you know what? We don't have to stay to just one topic because it's such a rich, Yuletide is such a rich time of year that has so many spiritual lessons for us. I mean, it just gives us so much, like being present in the moment, honoring ourselves, knowing how to be quiet. And most of all, you learn to roll with the punches when life doesn't give you exactly what you want. This morning, all three of us kind of were like, life was not giving. It was giving, but it wasn't giving what needed to be gave. So
Giving.
That said, what we do have for the day, which we usually do a little bit later in the stream, but I was thinking today would be a good day for a sprint because it gives people a chance to just really think about a certain theme, write a little bit, just kind of get in touch with the theme of the day. So I think what better time than to jump into a sprint? So I will give you all, let's see, I have it written down here. And my computer saying something went wrong, but it did not. I don't
We
know.
love you too, Tia.
Let's see. So, because we were talking about honoring the earth, which is something that I know will come up again in later streams, consider, if you will, for a prompt, would the main character in the story you're currently writing honor the land in their world? How would they react to somebody that's disrespecting the land where they are? So consider that. Use that as a jumping off point, if you will, for this stream. And let's jump into, let's find, say, a 25. And I will go and find that. And let's see, we can do our trusty good friend of the channel, although may not know that I'm actually alive as a person, HK Darkwood.
I don't know you're going to say HK Darkwood.
good friend of the stream in my mind. I don't know if that's really true in reality, but that's okay. We keep it going. So my computer is being just a hair slow. So just give me a moment to get this timer up. I appreciate your patience with me.
You need me to pull it up for you?
I think it's going. Yeah, I think we're good now.
Okay.
So I just restarted yesterday. I don't know what's going on, but even that, like sometimes we're just being told to slow down and we have to listen to the signs to slow down. Because sometimes it's just if you're having a day and nothing's really working and like nothing will load, maybe it's because you should just rest. Like, not. But nevertheless, we persist. So we are jumping into this 25-minute timer. And let's see, here we go. Here it is. I'm going to share that to my screen. And we will see you all at the bottom of the 25. May the odds ever be in your favor. And have a wonderful sprint. And we will be right back. And we are back. We're back. Let me know how you did what you did over in the comments. We would love to know. And to my co-host, would you like to let us know what you did during the sprint?
I was installing Epic Games for Tia. Did I do? Yeah, Epic Games.
Okay.
I had a meltdown. Then I decided I was going to print the documents that I needed. Then I had another meltdown. Then I went down there to go get something to eat, but nothing was ready. So nothing. And today, it's fine. It's going to get better after I have my noodles. Well, how'd
Yes.
you do?
So Barrett did say it's been a morning. That is an
Mhm.
understatement, Barrett. It has been a morning for all of us individually. Like, it wasn't even like something happened like that affects the three of us. Just individually, it's been a morning. So I get it. So what I did was I am working on a collage project because the new year has started for me because I go from my birthday to my birthday. So the new year has started for me, so I have to do new cover pages for new journals. So I have I've done this really complex, like, where I manually do collage and then scan it and then do more layers manually and then do a whole thing. So it's a whole thing. So I am picking out which is like one of my favorites. So this has all like the Afrocentric prints here. So
Those are
I'm
pretty.
trying to figure out which print I want because this is going to be for the whole year. So I am pretty much going between like my favorite one. And I got two of these because I love this design so much. So it's the mud cloth. I love this design.
That's nice.
So I'm going between that, and then there is actually a pink. Let's see. So this has all the colors that are actually in my bottom layers, the pink and the browns and stuff. So yes. So and this
All those colors are pretty. Stop looking at me like that, Grayson.
look. So I felt bad even showing this because I know this is gorgeous and this is out of stock. Like, she doesn't make this anymore. So people are like, I know.
So you're just
look,
teasing people. You're teasing people.
Look.
That's cool.
I know how y'all love to tussle. And I am on CraftTube enough to know that if you show things that are out of stock that people can't buy, they get a little perturbed. But
You kind of just soft flexing on it. It's like, look what I got, but judo. Ooh, I'm like, damn. I mean, damn, just rub it in our
really
face.
Not
Okay.
a soft flex. But oh, thank you, Barry. Oh, thank you. You're too kind.
I agree.
So that's what I was doing during the sprint. Do we feel better, co-host? Are we better than we were? Yeah. Okay.
I'm having my coconut water, so I think I'll be okay.
All right. I'm still sipping a little
Don't judge
coffee.
me.
Look, my husband made me like super I don't know. He made it like this is like battery acid. Like, he was like, it's really, really strong coffee. So yeah.
She was like, oh, so I can't get my like 2 or 3 cups. He's like, no, that is 2 or 3 cups, and that 1 cup.
And I was like,
That's a dangerous situation.
Oh no. When I say I understand fighting with insurance, you know that me more than most people, I understand fighting with insurance. So I am hoping for you that it ends up well, that they will accept the claim. Don't forget that there is an appeals process. I know it can be really daunting, but if they're not doing what you want, and especially if you have your doctors like in your corner, like, don't be afraid to file an appeal and have them look at it again. Which I know, huge pain in the ass because I've had to do it, but it's worth filing your appeal and having them look at it again. And look, as I showcase the cup with my face on it that's also out of stock. I'm like, oh, the woman that makes the cups, and I was like,
Wow.
oh, you also can't get this either.
Wow. How do you
don't
go
love us.
from like giving love and warmth to Barrett to turn around and be like, and here's my mug with my face on that you can't.
You don't love us.
I do love y'all.
What is that? What was? Damn. This is a Wendy's, as you say.
It is a Wendy's. No, it's just because. So who are we smiting today? Everyone. No, let me not say that.
I'm
That
smiting the lady who sat there. It took forever to get to me. I'm going after her. And the people who have not cooked my food. Other than that, we're fine.
I don't even know if I have like the mental energy to actually smite anybody today.
I have pasta in the fridge. I'm not worried about smiting nobody.
Like, yeah.
Well, at first it was going to be the airline people, but now I'm okay with them. We're fine. We figured it out. I cried, had a mental breakdown, and they said they would help me. I use privilege.
Go ahead and weaponize those tears, girl. People do it all the time.
Don't tell her that. Don't tell her that. Portia, you're supposed to be the example.
Am I?
You're the eldest sister. Yes.
It's usually the eldest that don't set the example, though. I'm just going to be honest with you.
I know that because before she came along, you were the eldest, and you didn't set the example.
I know I did. I can admit to that. I set the example for being who you want to be. Okay, I'm done.
Life is too short. Do what you want. I mean, oh no, that's wrong too. Okay.
I don't believe in wrinkles.
Let's see.
Or being evil. Or having to stick up my hoo-ha.
I have depths of disdain. I'm the high.
I mean, you're right.
Barrett, she looks good for a woman in her 40s.
As the YouTube elder, you're supposed to be setting the example.
I have no more coconut water to sip on that.
I don't even know how to answer because I am indeed not 40. Somebody told me that I didn't look 36, and I was like, "Oh, thank you, baby."
But you don't, though.
Okay. I told you. I get it from Mama Betty. She said, if you drink water, mind your business, and get enough sleep, you will always look good. That's why we're the Writers Water Club, because we want to look good. We want to age gracefully. I got to work on the getting enough sleep part, but we're getting there.
But what
plus, since I was 3, I've always said I'm cute. So
right.
I cannot have wrinkles and be cute. Just putting that out there. So just in case you hear one of my kids
and moisturize with an SPF if you can. Like, an SPF.
And
kind
of
fucking demonic, but okay.
What? Did you say SPF is demonic? What did you say?
I said, or just don't be fucking demonic.
Okay, yes.
That's not what he. I was gonna say that is not what he said.
No, the truth of the matter is, no, it's true. Who you are on the inside will show up on your outside. So if you are mean and evil and you just like to cause people chaos and pain, and you always the person that's at the center of some drama, that's going to show up on your outside.
That's true. And my grandmother used to say that to me, but I thought she was just, you know how sometimes elders.
Barrett, what I said. Barrett, this is an Arby's, good sir. How dare
I fucking love Barrett.
So, elders used to say that. And I thought my grandma was just trying to say that because she was trying to say I was ugly, because you know how sometimes old people say things, but you're really going to call you ugly, but they don't want to call you ugly. So I thought that's what the situation was, but then I learned it a long time ago. That's true. Everybody
That
who's
is true.
beautiful on the inside is
Who
beautiful
you
on the
are on
outside.
the inside gonna show up on your outside. And that's why the old folks used to say, they were like, beauty is only skin deep, but ugly is to the bone. And let
Yep.
me tell you, life has presented me opportunities to see that firsthand. I'm like, that ugly is to the
Yeah.
bone. You can't dress that up. You can't look. You can spend all the money you want at the MAC counter. You can spend all the money you want in Sephora. You can't.
But Mac does have some cute lip glosses, though.
Yes, they do. But let me tell you how I want, and I should have made this order a long time ago. I don't care about Christmas, so it was never like a Christmas deadline. I want the Pat McGrath lip glosses.
Oh, those are nice.
I love Pat McGrath.
Barry.
Can you educate ugly away?
Barry.
You know what? Barry? The
Listen,
corner.
He said what he said. He
The
said
corner.
exactly what he said. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Listen, low key, okay, well maybe high key. And
I'm gonna get laugh lines because of you, Barry.
I can't really say this, but I can because it's my channel.
The crow's feet in the corner.
Some of the dumbest people I know have the most degrees. Honestly and truly, I have encountered some people, and I don't like to use the D word. I don't believe in calling people dumb. I don't believe in calling people stupid. But I have met some people
You are better than me.
a bunch of letters behind their name, and I'm like, how the hell did we get here? Like, no, seriously. Ain't got the common sense. God gave a hole in the ground, and I'm like,
when I just
you
say,
got like letters behind you. How do we
that's
get
when you say
here?
you're so smart, you stupid. That's it.
That is so true because I've met some people, and I'm like, and raise your hand if you've had a professor in undergraduate that you looking at them like, how did we get here? Everybody has had at least one professor in undergrad that you're like,
I had two.
certainly you just. although,
of course, then I also thought that they might blow away if I went. That's a story for age.
I mean,
so.
we're not going to talk about all the drug problems that are in academia because really it's like some of the, you know what? I'm not going to go there. It's a family show, but
Where?
And we stopped being a family show at the beginning. Grayson, put it down.
I don't even
as
do
for
nothing.
wrinkles, I was blaming on my graduate school experience. Well, hey, at least you don't have a coke habit that you can blame on your graduate school experience. But I'm not. Because, baby, I know some folks. My personal favorite, since we're not going to be a family show today, since when? And this is what I want to know. Why people offer other people hard drugs like you just go be like, yeah, okay. Like, I've had people be like, you know, oh, what, just a little more? Nah, I'm good. Like, no judgments. Like, you do you. But I'm great over here. But you know what, love? You enjoy. I'm looking at like, is that a thing that people do? Like,
Yes.
they're just like, oh, have some. I'm like, no, honey, that is for like snacks or like, you know, you say that when you come in and you have some cupcakes or some donuts. Oh, would anybody like some? You don't do that with drugs. Like,
People share food.
I mean,
I share food with my kids because I have to, but we share food with strangers.
I'm used to situations like that happening at anime conventions and Comic-Con conventions because I've been to several. I volunteer quite a few of them. That happens so often behind the scenes. It's not funny. And this is like among volunteers, and I'm like, this is why y'all need to start doing random drug testing because some of these people are setting up tables and chairs and stages and whatnot. I'm like, if you're impaired while doing that, someone's gonna get hurt.
Somebody's gonna get hurt.
But they were like, hey, you want to sniff? No.
No, I'm good. And the thing is,
like, pause, excuse? Like, oh, they'll be so just sticking in the mud. You know, they're like, oh, you be uppity. I'm like, no, I've done some stupid mess in my past. I've done that. And now I'm saying no because I know exactly how I'm gonna feel. Like, I don't need that. I'm good. Especially not on a daily basis, especially not in public and just, hey, buddy, I don't even know you, but you want some? Why?
Exactly. My thing is, and people will think you're being judgmental, and it's like literally just no, thank you. Like no judgment.
Do what you want, but do it at home in the safety of your home when you're not out in public.
And I'm like, look, people be looking at me, and I'm like, listen, I'm not gonna go all McGruff the crime dog on you and stuff, but I'm just like, none for me, thanks. Like I'm good. Like oh my goodness. This the one right here. This the one. Group projects are ridiculous. I'd honestly rather pick up the coke habit than have to drag a few people across the finish line. I hate group projects. And here's the thing. I hate how when you're in school and they're just like, but group projects are a part of life when you go out into the working world. And I'm like, I'm sure that exists in some people's industry, but I've always had jobs where it's like, okay, even when it's like group stuff, this is your responsibility. This is your assignment. And you know what? People that don't pull their weight, it's a couple of things that's going to happen. One, you stand a chance of losing your job. And see, the thing is, people like group projects at school because it's going to be group projects at work. Yes, and you want your paycheck, so you'll do your part. That's totally different than me trying to like corral two drunk party girls on campus to like do their part. It's two totally different things. Like it's not the same at all. Like at all.
No.
And they have no incentive. I know I had a group project. I don't remember what class it was. But I remember one of my classes at undergrad, and I was the only graduating senior, and the other two were like sophomores. So they have no incentive. They're just like, I'll get a C in the class and be done with it. And I'm like, some of us are graduating seniors. Let's just get it done. And
listen, I go in and it doesn't matter what's happening. The second I was in a group project, I automatically took leadership and did the entire thing. I did the entire
thing. And I'll just do it and CC you and we'll just be done with this whole shenanigans because this is not the way.
No, I wasn't even that nice. I'm not going to hit the people who be like, oh, here's what I did. No, I just went in and turned it in. The teachers knew. Because I go above and beyond, get things done because you're not messing up my grade. And if she's like, well, who did what? I'm like, all of this is mine. I did all of this. They did squat. Do not put me up with them. This was not a group. You can fight me. I'm not doing this. You're not sharing my grade with them.
Oh my God, there are group projects in grad school? Oh.
No, thanks.
Well, the good thing is now my want of going to grad school has decreased by like 75%. So, I mean, that's good. Because I'm like, no, that's okay. That's okay. I do want to go back to school, though. I really do. But don't worry, I won't bring it up in like every conversation. It's fine. I'll still have a personality.
Oh, I love y'all.
The blink. I'm sorry. The blink took me out.
Almost have me do the Debbie Ryan ear tuck. Like, okay,
I'm
this is
sorry.
where we're going.
I was trying not to be. But I wasn't looking at the screen. I was trying to finish this up, and all I heard, I was like,
oh, if I wanted to do work and not get credit, I would ghostwrite. Okay, mic drop.
I've decided to start ghostwriting, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh man.
I got my first client. Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations, dear. Like that is amazing. I mean, and we're all writers here, so we all enjoy a certain level of masochism. Let's just be honest. Like
I ain't even gonna sit here and lie. I know I do.
I mean, oh man. Okay, moving forward. We have gotten completely up. This was supposed to be about solstice, and now this is just about feelings, which is actually what solstice is also about because it's the longest night of the year. So what people don't understand, what a lot of people don't understand, I don't want to say nobody understands this, but the wheel of the year, when you talk about seasons of the year, times of day, that affects emotions. Like, it's a real thing. Like, that's why you have so many people that get seasonal depression. And people are like, why do I get so sad around the holidays when it starts getting dark earlier? Like, it affects your mood and your emotions. So going into the longest night of the year, that's not without some emotion behind it. So if you find yourself like, I don't have as much get up and go, or my mojo's kind of waning, or why do I feel kind of like, I'm tearing up more, that's all normal. But it's like, if you know that's normal, you can go through that process better than if nobody tells you this is a thing, and that our emotions are tied to the earth and the movement of the earth and the seasons. But if nobody tells you that, or you're part of a organized religion that doesn't accept that, then you're thinking something's wrong with you, when it's like, nothing's wrong with you. It's like, that's part of the process. Like, they don't call it long night of the soul for nothing. Like, that's really part of the process. And it's like, we have the longest night of the year, and then it's like the days will slowly but surely get longer leading up to spring, when the earth wakes up again. But it's like, this is a time of rest. Like, the earth is resting, and so are we. Like, if you're having trouble getting up, if you're feeling burnt out, if you feel like, I'm having difficulty doing everything on my plate, maybe it's because it is a cycle of rest, and you're fighting against that cycle of rest to do things. And because a lot of times, especially in Western society, we set things up counter to the natural rhythm of things, because everybody wants, like, new year, new me, I'm gonna do all this stuff. And it's like, but it's the middle of winter, it's the middle of the literal resting phase. And you're setting yourself up to fail when you decide on January 1st, in the middle of the winter, you're gonna do all this stuff. Your body still wants to rest. So no, you're not going to make it to the gym every morning at 5:45. I don't know why people tell themselves that lie in January. I tell people, I'm like, did you fail your New Year's resolution, or did you not plan it well? Try it again in April when it's lighter outside, and then see if it works. And then people are like, or I'm like, try to set intentions on the summer solstice instead of the winter solstice and see how you feel. And people are like, because I'm like, you're being supported in your goal. Like, the wheel of the year is supporting what you're trying to do instead of working against you. So when I tell people, I'm like, set New Year's resolutions in the summer, and then people look at me crazy, and I'm like, just try it and see what happens.
Oh, yeah.
Because your body it's light out all the time. It's light till like 9 o'clock. You want to move, you want to shake, you have more energy, you'll get it done. I tell people, I'm like, make the new year. I mean, of course, New Year's January 1st for the calendar year. That wasn't even always the case. Let's see. I know Grayson probably knows a little bit more about this than I do, but there were so many different calendars, like, in world civilization before the Gregorian calendar, like, and they didn't go like this. So it's like, set your new year when it's best for you. Consider going from your birthday to your birthday. My birthday is in December. I just had my birthday, but I do that instead of the actual January 1st New Year. Or I'll go academic year, so go from summer to summer, and see if you feel better about what you're doing. Time is a construct. Absolutely. Like, exactly. So it's like, honestly and truly, the fact that not only is time a construct, scientists are still learning about time and literally adjusting clocks as they learn more about time and space. Like, that's literally a thing that's happening. So they go in, there's like I want to say the Navy, but I might be wrong. There's some branch of the military that helps with, like, the setting of these atomic clocks, or what is it, the Navy? I'm not trying to talk out of my butt, but I know that I read about, like, because we're still like the actual understanding of time is such where they're still adjusting it by milliseconds. I mean, they're not like gonna take like an hour on Thursday or something, but they'll like adjust it and be like, oh no, like that's actually off because the when like the time was made, like as we know it, how we deal in time, they didn't recognize how time speeds up and slows down exactly. So it's just kind of a guesstimate. So like that said, all of that to say, make the new year when you want to make the new year, and take the wheel of the year as a suggestion for how to be gentle with yourself. Because forcing yourself hasn't worked. And I'm going to speak for all of us. If it worked, we'd all be more successful and happier and less depressed just as a society. So it's not working. So let's try something else. Like, I think that's great. Like, here, celebrate New Year, the first day of spring. Duh, because it's like when everything's waking up, that is the new year. But no, we're going to do it in the middle of winter when everything is barren and everybody's hibernating. The animals are hibernating for a reason. Like, I don't know why we have decided to go against it, but look, we're not going to get started on a rant about the Gregorian calendar because I'll go on for an hour. But I'm just saying, well, you know, don't hold yourself to a standard that works against you because it's not going to have the results that you want. And you can relate that to writing because when you decide to do your editorial calendar for the year for what you want to finish, maybe, you know, look at that and say like, okay, if my goal is I want to do, I don't know, I want to draft, I don't know, 1 novel and 2 short stories. Look at the whole calendar. Don't be worried so much about Q1 because by the end of Q1, it's just going to start to be getting to be spring most places in our hemisphere. Like, slow down on Q1 and then just hit Q2 and Q3 really hard. Like, if that works for you, that feels good to your soul. So, yes, Henry Ford and the 5-day work week. I could rant about that too, but I'm not going to. And I'm going to give my co-host a chance to talk, I promise. Hey, SM Ryan. Hey, so good to see you. I'm glad you could make it. It's always great to have you. So, okay, co-host, like, am I on to something? You can tell me if I'm full of it.
No. When you're talking about
To do that on YouTube Music, you'll
Wait.
need one of the premium accounts.
Lord, I forgot to cut her
It
off.
looks like
Sorry.
you're eligible for a free trial.
Okay.
The mic's off.
Sorry, y'all.
so
I
talking
don't
about
know
the
why
calendar
she
year,
does that.
I think what works for me is going by my birth chart.
Hmm.
I know a lot of people don't look at that, but I do look at that because I work with certain times on my chart. So, you know, your sun, your moon, your rising, I work within those energies. That's that's my calendar. Because at that point, I know what's going on with me and me specifically according to my chart, according to the calendar. And it's very specific. So I'm fully aware of what's going on. So I set certain goals depending on which part of my chart I'm working at. And then just having regular seasonal times kicks in with stuff too. So it's fun because I'm able to plan things in a very wonky way, but it works. And it's fun because it's like, ooh, when you see how the regular season in your birth chart lines up, it's fun. It's different. It's literally just you. And it, you know, you can customize that as much as possible. You could tie that in with the will of the year as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
No, it's that's thank you for pointing that out. That's absolutely a wonderful idea. And the thing is, these are resources that you can get for free. You can go on Astro Cafe and get your birth chart for free. So go to Astro Cafe if you're interested in that, no pressure. If you want to get into astrology a little bit more and you want to say, well, okay, what's my birth chart? Then you could go get it for free. There's actually more than one astrology system, so you can look into and read up a little bit and see what you feel works for you. If you're into tarot, there are, cards you can, there's a website, I will find it and I will put it in the comments, where you can find out what your birth cards are. That's another way to kind of figure out something that's more personal to you. So you're not just trying to hold yourself to a standard of the rest of the world and constantly, if you're anything like me, you'll hold yourself to a standard of the rest of the world and constantly feel like you're failing until you kind of learn how to figure out your own specific and specialized way that you can do things. And these are just suggestions, because we're not coming, the reason I wanted to do this is because we're not coming at you from one religion or one practice or one thing saying this is how you have to do it. These are guidelines. We all do things a little bit different. A brother here is Norse pagan, and with the exception of his mom, Freya, they don't really talk to me like that. Those ain't my people, but it works for him. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, the Tarot School calculator and help you find your cards for your birth cards. But it's okay to explore and learn about different things. We're just here to give suggestions and give ideas, and we'll all find something that fits. I'm trying to find my birth cards. As a matter of fact, I think I might have them in another deck.
Hold on. Actually, I should put Trust.
So I want to publicly apologize because I realized I was not muted the entire time. I was trying to pack my book bag and I was like, okay, make a noise. So I want to apologize. And then, what? I was not muted. I'm apologizing. And then two, the only reason why we came across the first day of spring is because when I was a Hebrew Israelite, long story, we're not talking about it. We came across, me and my husband came across this man who was not a Hebrew Israelite, and I don't know how he identified himself. But he basically was talking about how, no, he was a Hebrew Israelite, never mind. He was talking about how January 1st was actually not the first day or the first of the year. Like that's something that they changed along the way to confuse you. And it was a whole lot of other things. But at the same time, when we started doing it for like the first day of spring, we noticed that our thoughts changed, the way that we did things, the way that we operated kind of changed. So we just
wait. Who are we calling bitches? I just need to know. Because I didn't. What?
I know what he's referring to. I mean, I know what she's referring to. So yeah. We did. So I'm not even gonna sit there and lie. And there are times, and I still do it. So yes, we did do that.
And the fact that so here's the thing. Barrett must really love us, and he must really be John B for real to accept this and be like, okay, yeah, like. But
I mean, I did. That was just part of what we were taught. So unfortunately, I did participate in that as well.
I am.
However, I have learned that some people still have that cave mind mentality, but not everybody. But yeah, we learned that the spring was like the first of the new year, and because everything's alive and all this other stuff. So yeah, we just that's how the cereal. Yeah, I'm going off.
I'm going to for the tower and cannot find the tower. You know what? No, I see Sid at the bottom of the screen. You like 3 hours late, sir. Okay, I'm gonna let you up here because I love you. Okay. Hey, Sid.
Hi, Sid.
But I was gonna look so I can show everybody my birth cards. I will be looking for that. But this is the African American tarot. I have the Miss Cleo tarot, which is slightly Egyptian based. It's Rider Waite Smith, but it's Egyptian based. This is more West African based tarot. And I have actual. Let me see. Let me dig in and find, because I'm just trying to find you all just to like an example of, you can go and look at what your birth cards are. Yeah, I have a standard. Yeah, I have a standard deck. It'll be easier to illustrate. So, I can never remember the name of this thing. Okay, no, I'm sorry. I was reading the chat and I was like, anyway, standard tarot deck. And I keep wanting to say this is the Mary Kay tarot, and it's not. I don't know why I keep looking at this and say, oh, it's the Mary Kay tarot. It's not. This is oh god, it's like from the 70s. But same like say, I will find that. But if you look into your birth chart, look into birth cards, and just do some reading. We'll leave some resources and stuff. We'll continue to leave resources in the chat. But there's so many ways. You don't have to, the basic long and short is, you don't have to do things the way you were taught or what you grew up in if you don't feel that it serves you. If you're fine with it and you feel like the way you've been taught serves you and it makes you happy and your soul feels good with it and you feel filled and joyous and you're accomplishing your goals and everything is everything, I support people in whatever it is that they want to do. But just know that you can orchestrate and create the life that best suits you. You know, and that's something that we're not told. We're told these are the systems, you know, these are the systems that we use based on where you live or the family you grew up in. This is just how we do things. And yes, I'm going to tell the ham story. There's this story. It's not a folktale. It's just a story of this family and everybody at the holidays, they made ham for Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever. You get a ham. Y'all probably have heard this story. Get a ham, cut the sides off the ham, right? Just that's what everybody did. Buy a ham, cut the sides off the ham, cook the ham, right? So finally, like one of the kids is like, why do you cut the sides off the ham every year? That's, you know, like, what's the reason? Oh, I don't know. Like my mom always did it that way. Goes to grandma. Okay, why do you cut the sides off the ham? I don't know. My mom just has always done it that way. They called up great grandma and she was like, oh, I just didn't have a pot big enough to make that whole ham. You got to know why you're doing stuff or you will just tradition yourself to death doing stuff, not knowing the reason for it, that don't serve nobody, and just doing it because that's how it's always been done. Like, it's okay if that doesn't serve you. Like, you don't have to cut the sides off your ham. You only got to really eat ham if it don't move you like that. Kind of salty. Set this to the side. This is the card of the year for 2022 is the Lover, so I'm going to set that aside for myself because I'm going to be doing a tarot study later. And let me just, first of all, let me set me a root and welcome my baby brother Sid and let him do an intro should he choose to.
First of all, hello Barrett. How are you? I see the love. I am not on YouTube at the moment. I will be there soon so I can see the comment section. Hello everybody. My name is Sid Pack, Sid the Kid, aka Cedric for today. I'm a little bit underneath the weather. That's the reason why I wasn't here. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I'm trying to get better. So no more drinking for me, unfortunately. I am so sad that I missed today's live stream, but I will be watching the replay to get all my loves and feels from the whole entire thing. I don't know what else to say, but I'm just like super, super happy. Hi.
I just love you, and I hope you are taking care of yourself and being gentle with yourself. And we love you, and we love that you're here, but never push yourself if you're not feeling up to it. So
now on my bucket list, I have every single type of tea except for chamomile. So I need to get some chamomile tea because this doesn't sound good. I don't like the way this sounds.
right. And it's also like cold season in addition to the Big Cove. It's also cold season. I feel like I've been getting some, so I've been trying to get a lot of rest. And I found what I was looking for. I've been trying to just get a lot of rest because I can feel it coming. And it would help if I turned my fan off. I'm one of those people that I have my fan on year round. It is 42 degrees outside. I should turn my fan off. It's more of a comfort thing for me than anything. So, oh yeah, I was talking about birth cards. My birth cards are the Tower and the Chariot. So it's funny because people are always kind of nervous about if you ever like start reading in the tarot, the Tower card, it's like sudden shocking change. But sometimes your birth cards will work for you differently or symbolize differently for you than they will for other people. So for me, I work really well in ever-changing circumstances. Things tend to work in my favor really fast. So like if I do money mantras or money work or whatever, like it shows up fast. Like everything in my life, if I do like a manifestation or I do any kind of ritual or whatever, it shows up fast. That's just how it works for me. That's not everybody's, thing. But I get a lot of shocking change. Like it's something that I had been working towards, even just regular, stuff that I work towards. Like I'll be the person that's writing something and I'll be working on an essay or working on a story and having trouble with it or it's not moving and I'll finish it. And I have had stuff happen where I finish writing something. An hour later, somebody emails me and is like, hey, it's this call for essays and here's the topic and it'll be exactly what I just wrote and I'll send it in and get it published. And the turnaround is quick. Like, that's just how it works because it's like those Tower vibes, like quick, shocking change, but that's not everybody's thing. Some people that's really scary. I know my husband does not like change. So it's interesting, that dynamic, because he is one of those people he does not like change at all. I'm like, change is good. Change is great. Switch it up. Do something different. Shake
For
it up.
me, it depends on the change.
Yeah. And he's like, I don't want to shake it up. I want it like it was. And I'm like, so yeah, my other birth card is the Chariot, and it literally is like forward movement. So yeah, like quick shock and change forward movement, just like, burn down your past to keep it moving, like in a positive way, y'all. Like I'm not saying like quit your job, move to Honolulu, and like
That sounds like something I would have done 5 kids ago.
So
Because
just
I did have a
call me
tendency. We moved all the time. Like I was like, let's move. What? We're going.
I know somebody who, I think it was when she turned 40, an acquaintance of mine, when she turned 40, she made a social media post about how she's moved 32 times in the last 40 years. And I was like,
She
but
said, it's
that's
not
just,
staying in one place.
and I have another friend, actually the friend who took me to the party where I met my husband, who she moves a lot. Like, how sometimes friends will just text you and be like, hey, just to catch up. Like, she's the kind of person, I get a text from her and I'm like, okay, where are you moving now? Oh, okay, you moving, to Atlanta, or, oh, you going back to wherever, like, oh, you gonna move to the West Coast for a while. Like, that's just what she does. Like, but some people that works for them, you have to find what works for you. So some people, that's their true bliss, is to just not be in one place too long. I come from a family where my parents still live in the city that they were both born in, but that's their joy. Like, that's their bliss. They don't want to be nowhere else. Like, they like it. It served them well. Some people, that's what works for them. So this Yule season, just find what, be open to what truly works for you, and be open to not being stuck. Because I feel like a lot of people are stuck out of fear. And I don't know why this is coming to me, but it's coming to me to talk about like fear. A lot of us, and it's happened to me too, you get stuck because you're afraid of making that next move. Or you'll feel like you have that like feeling in your gut, like something's not right with where I am, but I'm familiar with it. It's my familiar. Or sometimes people are like, this job pays really well and I don't want to leave. And, you know, hey, Darius, welcome, welcome. So glad you could make it. Hope you're having a wonderful day. But that fear, man, that fear is something else. Hey, Tia. My bad. I mean, but it's true though. Like, look, when I say stuff to people, it's just as much for me as it is for them usually. But it's just being put on my heart about being afraid and not making moves out of fear. It's a thing, and that could be anything. Like, a lot of people with their writing goals, they aim small because of their comfort zone of what they've always done. I've always written short stories. I've always written in this genre. I've always done it this way. So that's what I'm going to continue to do. Man, your greatness will open doors for you. I don't know why people act like, you know, it's like your greatness will literally open the door for you. So whatever that idea is, maybe that's what the world needs. The world needs to hear that specific thing from you. Yes, success is about conquering fear. Like, exactly. You will never have, even if you're a person that has a great paying job and you love where you live and you've never been outside of your hometown, and you can be happy. And I love that for you. But I promise you, there is something else waiting for you on the other side of your fear. I promise you. Even if you think you're good where you're at, you can be good where you're at. A lot of people are good where they at, but do you want to be good or do you want to be great? Just real talk. Like, you could be good where you at, but do you want to be great? Do you want to try for phenomenal? Perhaps.
I feel like you're coming after me.
Tia just said the same thing.
Like, I need to get some pasta, and I came back and I see you're attacking me. Like, damn, okay, call me out. Shit.
And the thing is, I'm not even looking at the cards. So this is not the cards. This is just me. I used to be an intuitive reader before I stopped reading, which I know I'm talking to myself too. I let people scare me away because this is before readings became popular. This was like 12, 15 years ago. Like now where everybody's like, ooh, I want a reading. It wasn't like that. And I let people scare me off of being a reader. So I didn't pursue that. I did other stuff. I've taken a lot of jobs that I was good at, but it wasn't what was in my heart. It wasn't like my destiny. It wasn't my calling. And I was good at them. Sometimes I made really good money. You talking to somebody who I've had 4 jobs being, I've had 4 jobs in telesales and was good at it and made a lot of good commission. I didn't hate the job. It was, you know, it was okay. It was good. I've known since I was 9 years old, my calling was to be a writer. So every time I went and did something I was good at and stepped out of my vision, I paid a price. The paycheck might have been good. It was okay. It worked for me. I paid a spiritual price every time I intentionally walked out of my purpose because I was afraid. So it's just what it is. Our potential is limitless, but fear gnaws at your potential until you're saying, well, I'm making it so it's okay. Thank you. See, look, Tia, I ain't the one preaching today. Azaria's writing shoebox coming through with the look. coming through with the pastoral care. Okay. But it's true. It's like, but fear thrives on us wanting to acquiesce and wanting to be comfortable. Fear eats comfort. Like if you comfortable, you be like, I'm good. I'm comfortable. It's like, I don't care what deity you serve, what ancestors you dealing with, what your practice is. There is more for you than being comfortable. That's just not what's on your life. I can tell you that if I've never met you. Whatever's making you comfortable, it's probably not really for you, even if you're making good money. I know somebody who's making $120,000 a year, and I looked at him and was like, I mean, that's cute, but you're not living in your purpose. I mean, are you happy? And he was like, I'm making $120,000 a year, and I'm like, but are you happy though? I mean, and then I went on to be like, so lunch is on you because you make $120,000 a year. But I mean, I'm just saying, really. Did Grayson leave because I'm reading him for Phil? Okay. It's saying all that to say, and take it back to your writing. Consider what you want your writing goals to be for 2022. And be like, is this a comfort goal or is this a goal that's going to put me closer to my purpose?
While
Are
you're
you writing?
speaking to us, can I just say something?
Absolutely, of course.
So you guys know how to sit in my room and meditate, right? I like to just sit there and meditate and reflect.
Yep.
And then I thought of something that makes a ton of sense. So I'm about to expose myself very briefly. I think out of all people, Portia really knows this, and she gets on me about this. I like writing songs. Songwriting, that's my number one hobby. Songwriting is my number one, no matter what. I always go back to songwriting. But I was at a blockage for writing an album, I guess I could say.
Hmm.
And I asked myself, why? And I was scared to write more music because, like, I written an album and I was afraid to, like, move on, right? If that makes sense. Now, for most of you who's been following my YouTube journey that is coming to an end, spoiler alert, I wrote Project Purple, which has a plethora of different names that I still can't decide on. And then I sat down and I said, why can't I move on to the second book? Like, why can't I? And at first I thought it was because of, like, some insecurities from bullying. And I said, no, I don't think that's the real reason. Like, why can't I move on? It was because I was afraid to give myself the acceptance of saying, you did a good job with this book. It's going to need work, but you did a good job. Move on to the next.
Mm-hmm.
So reflecting and realizing that, like you said, I was just in my comfort zone and fear eats comfort. So I was very, like, fearful to move on. But sitting down and realize that, I'm like, okay, I can start semi-outlining the second book because, as you guys know, I'm a pantser. I'm a discovery writer. I'm not an architect. So, yeah, I just had to share that.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you. Like, you have no idea. Like, you make me so happy. I'm glad we're friends. I'm glad we're family. No, scratch that. I'm glad
Here
we're
we
family.
go. I was about to say, we more than friends now.
I'm glad we're family. But so I have, and I've had the same thing happen. Like, and as a matter of fact, let me highlight this real quick because this came through, and I was like, if this ain't a word, how much is $1 worth if it costs you your soul and essence?
Ooh.
Ooh. It's sometimes you read something, you just gotta take a breath and just let it hit. Be like,
Just
Do
drop
you
it.
remember this
Yeah.
card?
yes,
I don't.
yes.
I thought this is my first time looking at it.
So I also have this. This is an oracle deck, but this is the Literary Witches Oracle that I use for my writing, because I have tarot and stuff that I use for just general life stuff and queries, and then I have writing specific decks. So I have the Literary Witches Oracle, and I have another oracle that I can't remember the name of. But this actually will give you
The Moonology.
different, and the Moonology that hits. That always hits too. So what I love about this is it gives you all these writers. These are all women writers, but it gives you something to kind of look at, and it's not just, okay, this is what writer I pulled. So like, I think for our conversation today, this is actually really fitting.
Wait,
Sylvia Plath is the dark. Yeah, this is the Literary Witches Oracle. The dark, embrace the dark. And I'm not just saying that because it's Solstice Day. I'm saying, I'm getting the vibe that I need to say this. Embrace the dark, because a lot of people are afraid of the dark. And I don't mean the literal dark. I mean, just we're taught that darkness is a bad thing. Anything black or dark is considered to be negative. But it's like, the dark is also when you go to sleep, when you rest and rejuvenate, is in the dark. When, you know, when a baby is in the womb, it's in the dark. Like, good things happen in the dark. The dark is your preparation time, your time to like rest and heal and rebound to move forward. You can't move forward without the dark. You can't get your new day without going to sleep. Like, it happens, the work happens in the dark. You have to embrace the darkness and the unknown to be able to move forward the way you want to. So that's why we do shadow work. I mean, we do light work. Yes, that's important. You can't stay in the shadow, but you got to do your shadow work and embrace the dark so you can move forward into what you're supposed to be doing, because there's a message for you in the dark. Like, honestly and true. And that goes for anybody. Like, there's a message for you in the dark. Go ahead, Sir Gray.
No, actually, you said it right. Right as I was thinking about it, because I'm like, Baird had asked me about shadow work yesterday. And I kept saying, you know, that's your quote unquote dark side. And you're right. You need to embrace it. That includes your dark side, because that's literally yourself. You need to embrace yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a constant lesson I'm still trying to learn.
And I think a lot of us have, unless you were raised on a compound or raised with very limited TV, internet, outside influence, you know, we all have developed certain fears and certain, you know, it's, I would say it's designed that way. I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but it is. Like, I was watching that documentary for the first time last night, The Social Dilemma, about social media networks and how it's orchestrated to keep you scrolling, and, you know, and that's how you're the product and they make money off of you.
Mm-hmm.
If you go and stand in your greatness and your thinking becomes beyond what's being marketed to you or what you're supposed to think is important, they're making less money off of you. You're less valuable as a product if you're standing in your full purpose. So it's like, you know, Facebook isn't going to give you an ad about standing in your greatness. They're going to give you an ad about, buy these tennis shoes. Have you seen these t-shirts? Oh, this board game, like this, because it's like, it's to their advantage and it keeps you in that system. It's just like any other system. The system doesn't work if they let you out of it easily. Like, that's the whole point. So it's like, learn to embrace the dark, because that's where, and sometimes there's loss in the dark, and that's okay. And, you know, sometimes that's where your justice is too. Audre Lorde. I love Audre Lorde. But either way, it's your story to tell. Find your story in the darkness. Take the time take the time and don't be afraid to not do stuff. Take that break from whatever it is, whether you need a social media break or whatever that break is, don't be afraid to take it. Because I feel like somebody is like wondering somewhere like, I don't want to do this, but I have to, or like there's obligations. The people that would be mad at you for putting yourself first are not tied to your destiny. That's just real talk. If there's people in your life that's going to get mad at you for taking a break, it's not in your best interest. I'm so sorry, Barrett. I know. Sending hugs. I'm sorry. Back channel me if there's anything that I can do to support you or just listen or anything that I can help you with. I am a phone call away, so just let me know. So with that, I don't want to keep the people on too long, but I am interested in what you all have to say. Look, half my co-hosts have left me. Oh Lord, where are people?
Where?
Okay.
What you mean?
I didn't want to keep y'all too long. I was like, oh Lord, I was preaching. And then people got
I'm
tired.
because you were taking me to church and dropping gems. I'm like, yes, speak that. Speak. I'm soaking in the words. I'm soaking in the wisdom. Go on.
Thank you. Like even that, it's like stuff I'm talking to myself too. This stuff I've been told to do that I don't do. I've had a journal workshop that I got the vision for in 2019. Y'all notice that I ain't done it yet? Y'all notice that there has been no journal workshop? I was told in 2019, make this workshop. Never did it. So, yes. What is going on for the hosts today? What are y'all up to for today?
I'm working on a submission, and I have a what is it? I have an interview today.
Ooh.
I have an interview. I have working on submission, and then I think I have to I'm organizing my projects. So
Yes. And you, Mr. Cedric?
First things first, I'm gonna find some food because the Lord told me to fill my belly, so it's been empty since I don't know how long. And then probably go on an Instacart because I'm too lazy to leave the house and try to find some chamomile tea. Just like Mr. Gracian, I have to organize my projects. I can finally say it and be confident about it. So I have to organize like some of my stuff for anthologies. I know, right? Said an anthology. What? So yeah, I have to organize those because it's also like all over the place. But then I have to organize my solo projects. Finish cleaning up my room. Like if anyone knows me, I hate cleaning my room. I feel like you should just put everything inside the fire pit and let it burn. But you have to clean. That's just how I feel. I'm a little bit of a pyromancy.
you gotta clean the fire pit too, so I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I can have somebody come and do that themselves. Or give it to my little brother. He can like pay him $10, he'll do it. Make sure it's cool off though. And he wears a mask because of the sun. But anywho, see, a lot, a very, very lot. And then of course, how can I forget? Homework. Y'all, I don't know why I'm still in school. Okay, everyone here is an adult. Whoever said college is important was a damn lie, because I wish I knew about some damn trade schools I could be a plumber. Me and business are not best friends, but that's it. What about you, published author Kiera L. Rose of The Healer's Love, who's working on her second romance according to Twitter?
I am. Trying to get this doggone paperwork translated to English, but that's fine. That's okay. So I can get and then go pack, have the girls be up under me until tomorrow, and go watch movies. I'm supposed to be watching Sailor Moon and this Australian movie on Netflix about animals. I don't know. And then hopefully eat something. Hopefully. Also finish setting up my ghostwriting services and finish setting up a GoFundMe for a lovely family member of ours. So that's about it.
Wait, did I just hear correctly? Did we just hear ghostwriting services?
I got my first client.
Yeah.
2 days ago, like yesterday. Let's see how that goes.
Not you. Grayson. Azaria thought you were wearing a wig.
But yeah, ghostwriting. Let's see.
Will do, Barrett.
I will.
And
I definitely need to eat before I snap at somebody.
I don't know why I thought I was going to get out of answering the question. I was just like,
yeah, no, you too.
So I have been working on a lot of art stuff lately, because that's also my jam, art journaling stuff. But I've been working on art journaling. I need to do some serious work on. I have a deadline on January 1st that I need to really get cracking on, because it is for an anthology, but it is for it's an academic anthology of it's a Black cultural anthology, and I am really excited. But what happens to me is I get terrified. I'll be really, really excited, and then because we all know that like fear is like the thing to overcome, so I'm like, and then I get scared, and then I end up not doing it. That happens a lot with me. There's ideas that I have to expand my channel, expand my brand, things I want to do, ideas I've had for a really long time, and I get afraid to. It's not that I don't know how to implement. I know exactly what to do, but I get kind of terrified about it. So what we are doing is we're going to do a sequel. Remember No Fear? We did the No Fear Lent on my channel. So we're going to do No Fear 2022, like for the whole year. So I think I need that because fear is getting the best of me on a lot of things. So we're going to do No Fear 2022. And I am taking a full year leadership and embodiment workshop that I'm looking forward to a lot. I know that's going to help me because I need to step into my leadership. It's like I need to not play small. Like I've been writing for a lot of years, and I need to stop going and taking these like little intro writing classes. And it's like I could teach those. Like, and that's not. Let me just quickly. That's not an ego thing. That's just a part of your journey is recognizing where you are and what's going to serve you. And it's like, come on now. It is no reason that I should be taking like general writing classes that just anybody like that don't require an application and you can just walk in off the street. Like, what are you doing? And I was literally doing that this year and last year. No reason for that. That's insane. Like, and I'm doing it because I'm afraid to do the real work that I'm called to do. So I was like, I'm just going to use my time and go over here and do this thing because it's cute. It's, you know, it's keep it cute. But sometimes you just have to be real with yourself and be like, so stepping into embodying my leadership and No Fear 2022. So that's what I'm doing.
T-shirt.
No Fear 2022 t-shirts. I can actually do that. So yes, I can do that. And then I'm going to end up crying to and begging for help from Grayson Wild because he's like the graphic designer of the group. So I'm gonna try it myself and then get stuck and then Grayson gonna get like a phone call from me.
Speaking of, what does this just say? Owning your light. Own your light, sir.
Thank you.
First of all, that's not fair because speaking of own your light, I have Let It Shine.
Oh, oh! I see a challenge happening among the. What is this? What am I, a rapper in 2001? What was that? Like,
Like, Sid, get out of my deck. Stop reading my stuff. Stop doing that.
It just happened. I did what I was supposed to do, so that's why it's happening.
And that's why you're glowing, because I see you glowing, sir.
yes,
there
there is
I see
definitely
that.
glow. We love you, Barrett. Look,
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
Barrett, you are such a light. You are a warm soul, and I absolutely love you.
yes, me too. Like, I am so glad that you found me so I could find you. No, really.
I'm glad that we actually get to talk because, like, we've known each other or we've seen each other around for like a year or so. So I'm glad that we actually got to talk. So I appreciate it more than anything.
And thank you. Look, thank you for being the Thank you for being the honorary member of the Inksville crew. The honorary.
Absolutely.
Thank you for being our friend.
It's not just a like, oh, we're blowing smoke up his butt or anything like that. Barrett says something and he's about that life, and what he says, he shows 100%. So it's not just lip service. You see who he is through his actions as well, and he's 100% genuine, and that's really hard to find.
That's
really
so
hard
hard
to find.
And somebody who is the same off the screen as they are on the screen, which is the same reason that I ended up being family with these folks. And that they accepted me in because the clear member. No. Okay.
I
So
thought it was spiced.
the funny thing is,
I would say,
like, it's only funny because like the first like 3 or 4 members of the Writers Water Club were clear because those were the people that I knew. Like seriously, back when the Writers Water Club was like people that only knew me in real life. But I'm proud of how we've grown. And while I'm on the subject, thank y'all so much for getting me to 157 members. Video coming soon. I have been doing this for maybe a year. Like, I had done a couple one-off videos, but I have been doing this for a year, and to be at 157 members is just like crazy to me because I just, started doing this and had no idea what I'm doing and still don't some days. And I just thank y'all for riding with me and just, loving me for who I am and not expecting anything fancy. I still don't have my green screen, but y'all stick with me for the sprints and for the chatting, and I appreciate that. And I have such deep gratitude for everybody. And I'm actually going to work on these t-shirts this week. So No Fear 2022 t-shirts. I'm going to work on it. And y'all hold me accountable to that because I think that's something that we need. And what was it? And this is also fam. Look, this is our slightly camera shy fam, but like, it's not just the 4 of us. There's like more of us. We a whole, we a whole record label, publishing company, and a crew. Like, it's a whole bunch of us. Like, not to be confused with Black Altitude because we are not like, because it's a gang of Black folk on Altitude. But we're huh?
Huh? Sorry.
Did you say Altitude Mafia? What?
I said we're no longer a mafia.
Oh.
Yeah, we no longer breaking kneecaps and whatnot.
Oh my God.
Slightly chose violence, but I'm okay with it. So
You know what? On that note, We have been talking to these good people for 2 hours, and I love them so much. We gotta save something tomorrow because this is the 12 days of Yule. We can't say it all today because it's like 10 more days of Yule. Look, the math was getting ready to not be mathing, but okay, this is today too, so it's like 10 more days of Yule. So I love y'all. Y'all can check me out Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on this channel where I am the president of Your Writers Water Club, where we write a little and we chat a lot. Thank you all for hanging out with us, and I will let my lovely co-hosts do their outros.
Sorry, I'm on YouTube. Can someone go before me?
First of all, sir, you were not on mute. You could have went. Anyways, I'm the Naked Firefly, aka Kiara L. Rose, author of The Healer's Love. And I know it seemed like I was kind of spaced out, but I was kind of trying to focus on documents that needed to be done before tomorrow morning. I always love getting up here with my family and we just making things happen. So yeah, that's about all I can say.
I'm not doing files, so I actually am really spaced out. So I do apologize. I can get my outro.
Wild. Like, what you want to know? You still
That's
love
a great
writing from Pride, you know?
We don't even know whose channel we're on tomorrow. That's the secret. The secret is we don't know whose channel we're on.
Make sure you subscribe to everybody here.
Oh man, we will figure that out.
Thank you, Barrett.
We will post it. We'll figure out and post it this evening. Is that okay with everybody on the screen?
If anything, we don't decide quickly, we can always default to mine because I don't mind.
Okay, cool. So,
oh, Steph, sorry, my turn.
Oh.
Hi. Hello, everybody. My name is Sid. This is Back to the Kid Cedric. You can call me anything you want, as long as it's appropriate. I allow it. Today I did miss a good portion of the stream, and I apologize to my lovely co-host because it's a little bit more busy. But I will be taking care of myself with the aftercare, making sure that I'm good. I want to thank everybody who's been here for day 2. It actually means a lot to me as someone who wants to learn more and more about Yule and Winter Solstice, seeing other people engage with it, being so open-minded. Like, that just warms my heart, you know, because I especially need it during this time of the year. So yeah, I just can't wait to see everybody tomorrow and to see what we're going to talk about.
Well, thank you all for co-hosting with me, and we will see you all tomorrow. We will be posting all the deets and information, so stay tuned to Instagram to see what's going on tomorrow and what time we will be here with you all. Have a great day. Take exquisite care of yourselves and each other.